Hail and well met, my fellow Hearthstone players, and welcome to Hearth Coach, the podcast that can help you be legendary. I'm your host, Dan, and this is the other host, FRID.
Hello, everybody.
He is a player of Legend Ranked, and I have convinced him to coach me, record it in podcast form, and put it out there so as to hopefully help some more of you make it to Legend also. All right, here we are, episode 238. Woo!
Wow.
Another week in a row. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's still, even though we do this every week, and it still just seems it's just almost surreal. We are 38 weeks in a row.
you
Ugh,
imagine if something happened, man.
holy cow!
No, we're
So,
fine.
oh yeah,
Nothing's gonna happen.
I ain't.
Huh?
I'm not worrying about anything I don't have control over, and right now, what's in my vicinity looks okay.
Yep,
So how we doing this morning, my friend?
we're doing good.
Good, good.
It's it's kind of it was very hot, and this morning when I went to walk the dog, it was like 66 degrees. I was like, "What's going on here?" So I don't know if we're.
Ooh.
Is it really the end of the summer? It can't be. There's still summer
No,
left.
no, it's
Something is going on, but
little bit of time till the end of summer yet.
yeah, no, I got a trip.
And
Oh, yeah, we should talk about that. I got a trip planned next weekend, so we'll have to figure something out. But
okay, uh,
that's
behind the scenes here, everybody.
yeah, it's behind, in front of the scene. Yeah,
Yes.
um, yeah, we'll have to work on that.
Okay.
The yeah,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
week.
No, you you
Uh,
you you got stuff next week, and then possibly the week after that, I'm going to be starting to work overtime. So yeah, but we will. We always figure it out.
yeah, we'll find a way to deliver the show as always. So
Hmm.
don't worry about that. That's for us to figure out. Um, let's see. I'll go ahead with my week, and then
Okay.
I'll turn it over to you.
Alrighty.
The actually, pretty good uh, week, I feel, overall. I started using that zoo that we played last week,
Okay.
but the first night I tried it, it was pretty rough, and I was frustrated because it was all these singleton decks getting like exactly the thing. It was annoying, and some people were
Uh,
playing poorly, but still like would get what they need. Like for example, one guy had the two. This was a bomb warrior. I don't know that you've seen that, but it had the
actually, I just beat one recently.
two Alex and the swing of the
Oh
axe. So they were getting
snap!
all these bombs, and even still, I had a chance if I drew like one something like that, and because he played incorrectly for most of it, it was pretty annoying. Um, so then I said, you know what, forget it. I'll switch, and I switched to the Murloc Paladin because I had a quest, and I've been having a lot of success with that. So it also has Zephrys, which is pretty cool. So um,
Cool.
outside of that, it's just a normal week. Busy. There's volleyball now that we go to some weeknights and weekends. So there's that. Yesterday we had to do some stuff around uh, taking the car to the shop, just normal life. But I found some time to play some Hearthstone, and I gotta
Cool.
say I'm enjoying the some of this. And we'll talk about the announcements that were
Oh yeah.
made.
Do you want to talk about those now, or do you want to touch on that after we talk about our weeks
Yeah, we can talk about it
and stuff?
now.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Yeah. There's
the
some
nerfs. I know
nerfs.
I got a text from Dan saying I've never been so happy in my life about nerfs. I was like, whoa, he's
Yeah.
excited.
Oh my goodness. After taking such a I took such a beating from warrior and mage that I like abandoned the other decks, excuse me, that we'd been playing, and I've switched back to my old mech hunter,
Hmm.
and I'll get into more of that on my week. But oh my goodness, it was rough, and it was funny because I was the wife saw me getting like kind of frustrated, and uh, I was telling her I was like, man, these I was doing okay, but then these it's just the string of warriors and mages, and I just such a
Mm.
beatdown and everything. And I told her, I said, man, I'll be so glad when I know that they're talking about nerfing stuff soon. I'll be so glad when they're gonna do something. And then I think it was like just like I refreshed my podcast. I was getting ready to go to bed, and like Blister Guy's podcast came up, and it said nerfs have been announced, and I was like, oh yes. And I listened to it, and he talks about it out the gate, and he's like, he says what they are, and I'm like, yes. And I come back out, and I'm like, oh, good. I tell the wife, and she humors me. She's not a Hearthstone player or anything, but she's a gamer and she understands. Um, so
Oh, so she is excited for you.
yeah, she understood it enough. So anyway, I was just so happy to hear about these nerfs coming. Um, so that'll be yeah. About the nurse, I like what I've heard. I was going to make my suggestion for warrior was going to be maybe change it the text to only the first mech each turn could get rush. Uh, I thought that would still kind of keep the flavor and keep it you know totally wrecking it or whatever. But I like what they did. These decks that have been a problem, I think slowing them down just a couple of turns will be good. I think it seems just right because I could hold my own against them, but I was always like a turn or two off or something from being able to close the deal. It seemed like that got to be super frustrating, or just having to get just the right cards and whatnot, and then they just don't come. But I was super glad to hear about these nerfs coming because holy cow, I took such a beat down from those mages
It's
and
about time
warriors.
that stuff went away. Yeah.
Yeah. They're always good. They've been really good about this stuff. Uh, I have been still managing, and I'll get to more of that on my week. But yeah, nerfs are coming now. So Luna's Pocket Galaxy is going to 7. Doctor Boom's going to 9. Those were the only two I really cared about. I know
Mhm.
there's some more. I forget what they are now off the top of my head. We probably should have looked those up because people are probably curious about our thoughts on those too.
Of
But
reproduction values here.
um,
Well, there was Doctor Boom, and
in Luna's Pocket Galaxy, those I guess those are the only
oh,
two
it
I
was
was super.
Conjurer's Calling. That was the other one
Oh yeah, that's right. That'll be good too for it to
because
go up.
it's the mountain giant problem. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
went from 3 to 4, so that should give it a little, uh,
I'll slow it
more
down a little bit.
time. Yeah, slow. You can't do the double. Also, that's what it's a big deal, right? Where you could do
Yeah.
calling twice because it costs 3 and you could fit it all in.
Oh
That's
man.
gone, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. Yeah. Because unless I have my uh, rocket mech with poison, that's just game over.
yep. Let me see. The other thing was Zephyrs, right? They talked about that. There's some changes happening to him.
Oh,
Let's.
I didn't hear.
Yes. Got Conjurer's Calling, Luna's Pocket Galaxy. Oh, extra arms for
Oh yeah, that
Priest.
went up a mana, right? It's
And
four.
Barnes for Wild. That's the last one. Yep.
Yeah, they updated a mana.
hmm The extra arms thing, that was too good, too cheap.
Yeah, that was the wasn't as much of a problem as just and that
Do you know, this
Lunas.
is random, but have they explained why this is not a twin spell, which is kind of what it is?
Well, that came out before Twin Spell. I think they were just kind of trying out the, how that mechanism or whatever
Yeah,
would work.
they just never relabeled it because
Yeah,
it's more arms, I guess, versus extra arms. But
yeah. Well, extra arms gives you another. If it was like another extra arms, then you would get more arms again, right? They would have to change it around uh more. They couldn't give you another copy of extra
yeah,
arms. So, anyway, I think that would be my guess on that. Why that's like that? Because I know it was out before the
yeah, that's probably what
the
happened.
keyword.
Yeah, no, they said Zephrys, he was the guy that is in charge of it or designed it, was on the Angry Chicken. Apparently, I haven't listened to it, but there was a big conversation about how the technology works of that card.
Oh
What?
yeah, that's something I guess they've been working on for a while.
Yeah, about how it, with the collection suggestions is probably part of it, but I guess understanding the board state and what would give you the best card for the given situation.
Hmm.
It's pretty amazing, but it was kind of dumb, quote unquote, as it relates to weapon removal and some other stuff.
Yeah, but
Like it wouldn't offer you an ooze when the opponent had a weapon, things like that. And they say it's now going to be smart about
yeah.
that.
Well, they said they had to teach it the about Doomsayer.
Yeah, there were
It wouldn't
some
give
things
you.
like
Yeah.
board control and yeah. So I figure that is um,
That.
something that you really can only do in a game like this, which is pretty cool. And you couldn't probably do it day one, right? You needed a lot of time to collect this tech intelligence
Oh
around
yeah,
how the
yeah.
game
They
developed.
the real game testing happens when it gets released to millions.
Yeah, and
That's when
then
you really get all the possible combinations.
exactly. So
I mean,
you
you
couldn't do
you
it
can
like
game test amongst the game testers and a few other people all you want, but that that amount they can get it. They do a really good job, but that amount compared to millions of people messing around and trying things, you just yeah. That's when you find some of this stuff. So,
yeah.
oh,
I
I
want
thought
to
I'd.
listen to how it works in terms of so I may listen to the episode because I'm curious about the technology behind the engine it needs to figure all this out. So
Yeah, yeah. I remember like I don't know if I listened to it or not. Was it on anyway? I'm not even going to comment because I don't know any of the facts or anything on it, but uh, it seems like I heard that and it was a pretty cool conversation. Uh,
yeah, it sounds pretty cool. So anyway, that's coming too. That's all tomorrow actually. So
yes, yes, the
we'll
patch.
get a patch and all that stuff.
Yep, sounds doesn't hurt my feelings.
I know.
So we
Uh,
tangented a little bit off to the nurse coming when we were in the middle of your week. So I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add or anything.
no,
Okay. Um. So moving on to myself here.
here we go. We're all excited to hear this.
Uh. Here. Um. Oh, about my week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes. Uh. Thank you everyone for the. I've had some words of encouragement and uh, some new people. I keep a pad of paper here, and I'm gonna just have to start like writing down names because people have been like nice and they said uh, they and I should really like make a list and acknowledge people when they are shouting or encouraging me and somebody gave me a deck suggestion and different things and whatnot. So and it's just a blanket thank you to everyone who's been encouraging me. It's been a little bit of an up and down here, but trying to make. I am on a legend push. It is. It's a real possibility. Um, Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my notes here, trying to figure out where I want to start at. I'm going to throw out the sciencey part first,
Oh yeah.
because this was neat this week. About the LIGO had their first neutron star black hole merger. Uh, it's like the first one they're willing to come out and go, yep, that we're standing behind that signal. That one looks real, and judging by the frequency, it had to have been uh, a really dense object swallowing up an object that couldn't have been as dense as a black hole, but it was the right density for a neutron star. Uh, and what's kind of neat about it is it seems like the black hole ate the neutron star kind of a la Pac-Man style, because
Whoa.
there's been no. They thought there would be some electromagnetic emissions, light, basically forms of light that would come off of this. That you know that the black hole wouldn't be able to just completely consume the neutron star. There would be some light coming off of the accretion disk, but uh, either they just haven't been able to pinpoint the location, which is possible. They they got it. They can get it down, narrow down the sky where it happens pretty good now. A lot better than they could originally, but it's still a pretty large section of sky. But everybody and their mother is out looking, and they haven't found any kind of electromagnetic uh, emissions from this yet. So they're like, huh? They it's it's one of those things that makes scientists. It kind of makes them happy when things don't happen as theorized, because it says they don't know something and they got something to do and figure out.
Right. It gives you a new direction to go in for
hmm
something
Like when
that you may have
theory,
not considered. Yeah.
well, theories when they test certain theories out and this and that, and then they come true and they happen just like they should, and more of Einstein's equations seem to work out, and they're like, okay, great, Einstein's still not wrong. But they really dig it when things don't happen the way they think they should. So they like it when stuff like this happens, and so now they got to try and figure out, huh? So what happened here? So right now the best guess is that the black hole was just so big it just sucked up the neutron star upon collision, freaking Pac-Man style, just jump.
That's crazy.
It is. It's because it's definitely within viewing range. It's only, well, in universal scale, a little less than a billion light years isn't terribly far. And since the gravitational waves have hit, the light should be here too, because they travel at the same speed and happen at the virtually the same time, within a second or so of each other. So so that was cool. That was I saw a few stories about that. That was something everybody was talking about this week. So that was neat. Now Hearthstone. We'll move on from the other part of the podcast. Uh, I I got I got frustrated trying to play some of the other newer decks. They've been fun, but I guess I definitely kept coming up against the warrior mage machine, just kind of chewing things up. And so out of frustration, I was like, screw it. I I pulled out my old Mech Hunter, which has no new cards in it, and
Nothing. Just the
no,
old school.
just the same deck I had done so well with before. And I was like, it kept it kept coming up on the the deck tracker, the Hearthstone
The
deck tracker.
the meta
Yeah,
reports.
yeah. And so I was like, yeah, okay, let's just try this.
Why not? Yeah.
Whatever. I've been bouncing my head off of this 5 floor. I can just blame it on being dizzy. And so, but it's been the right medicine. I got from 5 to 3 and almost to 2, and then there was a little bit of a rough patch, and then I broke through to 2. I got up to 2 and 5 stars. I was almost rank 1. And then the luck and the cards kind of
They
stopped coming.
abandoned you? No.
Yeah, there was. Oh, it got. I ain't gonna lie. I was really got a bit frustrated, and I can't even blame it on uh, warrior and mage so much because it was definitely a bit more of a mix. I was definitely seeing a little bit of everything, and I wasn't even just losing all the time to the mage and warriors. But I was definitely losing more than winning because I fell from almost 1 to almost 4. And then a day or two over 2, 3 sessions. Uh, when I lose 3 games in a row, I put the game away for a little bit, depending on what time it is and what's going on. Maybe that's it for the evening, or
hmm
I'll come back a little later to it after I take a breather.
So
So
I'm
then
hearing, all I hear is you're very close.
I'm close. And then
So,
now this morning, things have been better. I'm back up to almost back to rank 2. I'm rank 3 full of stars. So I told Frid before we started recording we can't lose any games today.
no pressure
Yeah.
for me
No,
today,
no
dude.
pressure. I just, you have to guarantee me we're gonna win all our games.
100% win rates. Yep.
So,
Today, no chance of error. We don't want to mess up your progress
yeah.
here by playing sloppy. So,
But I'm at 58% win rate, 206 wins to 152 losses. And that's just everything I've recorded. I'm sure
what
there's
was that again?
two
Repeated?
206 wins to 152 losses.
Wow,
58% win rate.
that's pretty
So
impressive.
that's yeah. I understand the deck, and I'm not the only one playing it. I've had some mirror matches, so I just say I play mech and I don't care. I play mech and I don't care because I've been able to climb the ladder, and who knows, I might get to legend.
Maybe.
I'm 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 going to take a good run at it. It's really well, it's not Sunday morning anymore, but it's early on a Sunday. I got a bit of time to play today.
There's time
There's
still in the
time.
month, too.
Yep, yep.
So,
It's not impossible. Um,
well,
but
okay.
okay.
Anything else you want to?
Well, I did have probably one of my best wins ever. It was definitely one of the most satisfying. It was while I was on on one of the good climbs. Well, like there's a bad climb. Anyway, I was climbing and I was playing against a hunter. They were playing the the singleton hunter.
Yep. Like Reno, New Reno, I guess would be the
Yeah,
word.
and secrets, and I. It was like it was a close game. It was going back and forth, and towards the end, uh, I I forget what I made a. I've blanked it out because it was such a bad,
It was a bad
embarrassing
move.
misplay. I seem to have just like blanked it out of my memory, where I didn't I misordered and thing I did it was bad, and it looked like that was like the fatal error.
So
Uh,
whatever the move was a
yeah, I ended
disaster.
up yeah. It, yeah, it was a disaster, and I was like, damn. And he set up like for lethal, and I was like, I was looking at the board. I'm like, I'm not dead yet. I'm like, I had him down to 8, and I'm like, I don't have it. I'm looking at what I got. And there's no way I can finish him off. I think he had some taunts. I don't know. There was no way I could do it, and no way to like survive. I was looking at lethal coming my way. I was like, I don't see it. And then I draw Boommaster Flark. I knew one of his secrets was explosive trap, and I had hounds in my hand.
Hmm.
So, and also what made this more satisfying is he was BMing me. He was just going nuts with the freaking
The emotes,
the
yeah.
emotes. I was like, and and when I saw Boommaster Flark, I was like, I know he has uh whatchamacallit. I know he has explosive trap. And I got hounds and he had some minions. So I play and my board was empty. I play Boommaster Flark, because all he needed was 8. Play hounds. I attacked his face,
Yes.
and he of course he had explosive trap, which let off all my bombs, and it was fun to watch it go 2, 4, 6, 8, 0 life. I was like, oh, I think I might need a cigarette after that. So, uh, that's when things were going well, but that had to have been one of the coolest pull it out of the butthole wins I think I've ever had. So, and that's one of the reasons why I'm just going to keep playing this deck until it doesn't work anymore. I really don't care. It I understand it. I've been climbing. If it gets me to legend, yeah, I'll have to. It'll like be forever in my mate decks, no matter how how long.
That's a keeper,
I
yes.
will only have room for 17, or no, not 17. 8 or whatever the number is. Never mind. I don't even know how many decks we can have. So
It's a 18.
18. That's what I thought. So anyway, so that's been my week and whatnot.
I have a story that I forgot to mention when we were
Sure,
talking about. You
sure.
started talking about emoting.
Yeah.
Um, I had a similar story where I was playing the Murloc Paladin I was talking about, and you run out of cards a lot. So I'm
Mhm.
out of cards, and he's a priest that has the quest. And what they do is give minions +3/+3, and then he had this card, the Spirit. I don't even know the name. Spirit of something. That anytime a minion dies, it shuffles it into the deck. So he was playing I believe it's a 3/4, and then became a 6/7 that reborn and heals, and it's taunt, right? So
Yeah.
he's thinking at some point he survived and swung the board and started generating these minions because he had so many in the deck. and he starts with the emoting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of cards, but I managed to fill up the board with little stuff and clear with. I can't remember how. I think toxin something. I managed to clear some of those, but he's healing back. I mean, he's at full health and all this stuff. Um, so then I clear all that, and my somebody was watching me play, and they told me, "Hey, if you played Zephrys that prior turn, you would have gotten Mass Dispel." And I was like, "God damn it, you're right. I forgot about that card. I thought there was no answer, but I violated my own rule, which is always draw first to see what you get." Um, so somehow I lived through, and he again loaded up the board, but this time he goes face for whatever reason. Didn't kill me, and continues to emote. But he left my board full of little Murloc. Was it Murlocs? I can't. I think it was the Chef Nomi tokens, which attacked for 6. So the next turn, I was able to play Zephyrs, and it gave me Mass Dispel. I took more fatigue because you draw a card,
Right.
but then I was able to kill him,
Ah.
and I emoted back, "Hello," because I'm using I'm using Annoyo
I know
for
you're trying.
Annoyo.
Hello.
Hello, yeah, so much emoting, no reason.
Nice.
So even with a misplay, I had a chance to, so he could emote some more and then get him. So with that in mind, and with no pressure on this, that is the deck we're going to try,
Yes.
because we feel like we don't want to play
Yeah.
something that
Oh, believe me,
doesn't have any new
I
cards.
toyed with putting everybody through another round of Mech Hunter, but
Well,
I love you guys, and I mean, it's Hearthstone, man.
we could.
It's 3 games, so and we might we might win them all, we might lose them all. Eh, it's
Hey,
all
we
good
could always.
because
We could
the
always.
podcast comes first.
If it goes south, we could switch, and I could play. That'd be a way around it too.
True.
As if it was you, and you can. I'll
Uh,
do the moves, but you can tell me. But let's
uh,
just play it straight
yes,
and see
yeah.
what
No, we'll be
happens.
fine. It's like I said, it's 3 games.
I think we have a deck to talk
Oh, that's
about
right.
though.
Yeah, you wanna break this thing. I imagine everyone's somewhat familiar because it's Murlocs and it's a popular deck. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, break this thing down for everyone and
Is
me.
it? Isn't there somebody else that has something to say about this? I don't know.
Oh, I bet. Let's see. Let's see if he has another opinion on things yet.
What would Uther do?
What would he do? Well, he might
You
ask
call that
Arthas.
wretched pile of cards
Gosh,
a deck?
he's back. I thought we,
Yes,
I thought we had a difference.
he doesn't like Murlocs.
This
So
this is kind of a wretched pile of cards, actually, if you really think about it.
so
But
yeah.
it
It
it has
depends on
a,
how you feel about Murlocs.
yeah, it has a very specific card that makes it all work, and
Yeah.
it's prismatic lens. It
I'm surprised this didn't get a nerf bat.
Yeah, I think
I kind of thought this might, but it hasn't been too much of a problem.
I've seen it in the Grandmasters that is going on right now, so maybe it'll start getting some attention, because whenever you have one of these mana manipulation cards, you know that somebody's gonna find the thing, right? And make things that are not supposed to happen. So it's like anything can happen on turn. I mean, you could do it on turn 4 sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
which is insanity, because that thing used to cost 10 and required a bunch of stuff to have die. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
This, no dying, can happen on turn 4. I mean, and it's not like a guaranteed lethal setup, but it's like a full reload. So anyway, what are we talking about? It's called Tip the Scales. That's the new card.
Mm-hmm.
Came out, and it was 8 mana, and it summoned 7 Murlocs from your deck. You're like, man, that's an end game condition, right? Turn 8, you got to do this, blah, 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 blah. Well, not when Prismatic Lens is a thing, that you draw a minion and a spell, and it swaps the costs. And there's only 4 spells: 2 Prismatic Lens and 2 Tip the Scales. So
Yep.
this is literally a card you keep on your opening hand when it
Mm-hmm.
comes. You don't send back, and you want to draw as soon as possible. And even if it draws you another Prismatic Lens, that's no problem because there's so many cheap 1 to 2 mana cards that makes the Prismatic Lens cost 1. You play that, and then it does it again, but you're hoping it's on a Tip the Scales. So, couple things you don't want to happen: draw Tip the Scales, bad,
Yeah.
and 2, not draw Prismatic Lens, which I was telling Dan is how I lost to a warrior because it was the last 2 cards, which at that point they don't even do anything.
Yeah.
You can't even play them, it doesn't do anything. So,
Talk about drawing dead.
yeah, completely dead. So, yeah, you want that on your opening and you don't want Tip the Scales. So, what is the rest of this? Well, it's just Murlocs. We'll go through them. 2 Grimskull Oracles, 2 Murloc Tidecallers. Here's a new one with the Reborn Mermy. It's kind of funny. A Murloc, and then it's reborn. So, Toxfin, always a staple. Bluegill Warrior. Fishflinger. This is new, right? This is from this expansion, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Battle Cry. It's a 3/2 Murloc for 2. Add a random Murloc to each player's hand. You don't care to give your opponent a Murloc, so you just want one for yourself. And it's a 3/2, pretty aggressive. Good play on turn 2. Sir Finley of the Sands is in here. And it has, if your deck has no duplicates, discover an upgraded hero power. I don't have yet to use it for that purpose. I basically use it as a 2/3 Murloc. It's just a good body that you can throw out there. But you can get the benefit of the hero power.
Yeah,
It's just,
if you draw late.
yeah, if you draw it late, at least may give you the hunter one or something. But it's okay to play him on 2 is what I'm saying. Now this guy, Zephrys the Great, is one that you don't want to draw early. You want to keep in there because he does provide you with, once you do the Tip the Scales twice, probably no duplicates left, so you can run it and
Any deck that goes long and plays a lot of the cards is gonna run Zephrys. I thought about throwing it into my mech deck just so I could say I had one new card in there, but I would never get any
no.
use out of it because even with that my mech deck it wants to
Oh,
it
and
still wants to go quickly.
yeah, yeah,
Games
no,
that go long
it
don't go.
doesn't.
And another thing, I don't mean to tangent away. Another thing I've realized though, if I don't draw stuff I can play early, oh yeah,
Yeah,
that does not go well either.
yeah, it's
So
a typical
it does
example.
yeah it you really got to get some of the early draw cards when I'm anyway. Zephrys the Great.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that Warrior game I lost.
Mm-hmm.
The other win condition is Zephyrs, right? Because I had stuff that could get Bloodlust or Fireball or something. But
Yeah.
guess what?
Hmm.
There were 2 Prismatic Lances in the bottom of the deck, so there were duplicate cards too. So I couldn't even
Oh,
activate that. It was like the worst. Like when I'm talking about bad luck,
one
it's
of
that
those
kind of luck.
games that just make you go, okay, I think
Uh,
I'm gonna be done for a little bit.
exactly. It's like the game
Time to get
doesn't
a
want me.
drink.
So then, um, the rest here, let me see. There's nothing new, but I'll read them. Cold Light Seer to put your Murlocs out of explosive range or warpath range. War Leader, when you have a Tip the Scales, normally he comes and buffs everything, or you can play it the turn after if they're still aboard. The Nightmare Amalgam, who is Amalgam or Amalgam, it's
It's
all
an
to you.
amalgam of things.
You've got a 3/4 for 3, which is great for a Murloc.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty Fin is your draw cards. 2 Murlocs from the deck. True Silver Champion, removal or freeze damage. Leroy Jenkins is here. And
Good
then you
old
run.
Leroy. He
Yeah,
is still winning me games.
He still shows up. He's still good. He still win games. And another end game condition is Chef Nomi. So if it's you run out of all your cards, they clear the board a million times. Here we go. Another.
You really do
full...
save that for last, so huh?
Yeah, you do have to keep it, so you don't want to draw it. A full board of 6/6s for the opponent to deal with. But yeah, there's 3 refills plus a curve that allows you to just pump out stuff. It goes pretty quick, and it seems to be working for me, but I don't know. We'll see. And now there's a lot of pressure to get this right. I think we're ready to get going.
I am pushing the button, and I'm on the proper deck.
Watch me start spectating, and it's the mech hunter. Dan,
No, I'd be like, okay, well, pause it, buddy. I'm gonna have to play this one out, and we'll start recording again in a few minutes. Card's not. What?
What?
I don't know. I saw a weird message come across the top of my screen about cards not. Anyway, I don't know. It was threw me off for a second.
Here's Hunter.
I'm going to throw back Zephrys. Do we want the Grimscale now?
No.
What about the Fish Flingers? I guess hang on to those.
I think they're fine. Yeah. Oh, it's Zephrys. I was calling him Zephyrs.
Oh.
Zephrys.
Zephrys. Yeah. Oh, dang. Oh, dude. It's going to be one of those days.
Tip the scales. Comes right into the hand. It's okay. It's useful on 8 too.
Yeah. If we get to turn 8.
Just not the broken. Okay, so our
oh my God.
Our hunter
hang on.
passed.
Hang on. Print screen. All right, I'm going to add this picture to today's show. So here we are.
I don't think this has happened to me, by the way.
I'm on my best legend climb, and I'm probably close to a year. Do we do anything here?
You can coin out
fish lifter or fish flinger.
Yeah, let's just get going because this.
Yeah, and we've drawn both of our tip to scales out the door.
So the prismatic will just give you a
nothing.
Yeah, another one. Because he got Sir Finley of the Sands. Oh, and he is.
It's a singleton deck.
Okay, did that come from us, or was that on the deck?
That was in his deck. Had to be.
Let me see. Trying to check. No, that's what we gave him.
Oh, God. Oh, that is hysterical.
And it works.
Thanks.
Are you kidding me?
I wish I had a "You're welcome." I'm just gonna go. Oh, that's right. All I do is go hello. Forgot.
You got the Paladin hero power, the 2/1/1s.
God, this is.
Wow.
We're gonna just play this out. Just because. Shall we play the other one?
Yeah, of course.
Let's play the other one. And
Might
I
as well.
Also got a cat in my lap. Hey, buddy.
Okay.
Shall we attack face?
Yes.
Yes? Or, yeah, right? We want to try and put the pressure on. We end our turn. We got a Ghost Light Angler off of our flinger. Oh, God. Why would he go for that hero power?
I don't know. Okay, so he got a Huffer here.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a good play.
That could come into our benefit. We drew the Murloc Tidecaller. So do we bluegill down the Huffer?
Yes. Well, Tidecaller and then, yes, bluegill down the Huffer.
Tidecaller?
That's good.
Okay. Murloc Tidecaller. Bluegill Warrior. Warrior.
Yep.
To the Huffer. 3 more to the face.
Yeah, this is not bad. Not bad.
No?
Oh, there's Zephrys. So he's gonna get hungry crab out of this. Just watch.
I'm sure
Get
it's an option.
get ready. It's gonna be painful. Oh, cleave. That's good too. Yep.
A Nightmare Amalgam?
hmm
Guess
I
we
guess
play
that's the best one.
either that or 2 Ghost Light Anglers. 2/2/2s or 3/4?
3/4.
Okay. So, what's our friend here doing?
Well, he's playing secrets and what's his name?
The
Mass Contender, which let's remind everybody is a one-off, just for annoyance purposes. You got the secret and this guy, which is a one-off. This is probably, what do you think? Freezing trap?
Probably. You'd be surprised if it wasn't, but
I mean, if we go after him, we have to go face, I feel like,
yep, I do
unfortunately.
too.
And if it's freezing, you just replay this, and it may be snipe, and then that's it.
Well, that's
No.
3 to his noggin. Two. Well, the only thing we do is play
Maybe
2 Ghostlight Anglers.
maybe
Or
the anglers? Yeah, two of them. I
it's
think
either that or Sir Finley and a Hero Power.
it
2.
just seems.
Alright, I'm
Yeah, it
going
just
for the
seems so
Angler.
bad. The other play, it's snipe. Okay,
Snipe.
well that ain't one. That's good, I guess,
Yeah,
somewhat. It's not great.
get it out of the way. I don't know.
Just get it
Better
done.
that than the Lore Leader. Snipe on anything but the War Leader's better.
Oh God,
Oh, goodness.
Hyena Alpha, another secret. So
Are we going to even get to turn 8?
I don't think so. Yeah,
Grim
not with that
Scale.
draw. Um, if you attack any of these, it's probably snakes. You know, so. Oh, he played another secret, so we don't even know what it is now.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think it's over. There's no point in continuing this because it's just
No way
sad.
to. We have no
I
way
mean, we
to.
never should give up because there's Zephrys, but let me see. He's got 6,
Yeah, but
12.
we're a long ways from being able to play Zephrys.
Yeah, 12 on the board. And we need to clean up all these dupes, which means we need to tip the scales. We can't do any of that.
We won't
Oh,
get to turn 8.
yeah.
Alright. Moving on. I mean, that drawing both of our tip the scales and all. I just.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Dan, I'll leave it up to you. If you wanna switch it
Oh
or
no,
just
no.
continue.
We'll
Okay.
just keep. It's fine. Like I said, the podcast is more important. We'll keep doing this. We can't. Well, not that we can't, but hopefully we won't get that bad of a draw. Okay, we're up against another Paladin. Well, at least there's no tip to scales in our hand right now. This isn't too bad. We got
Oh yeah.
we're on the
Right.
coin. It's a much better starter. We got Mermy, which we'll keep, the Bluegill Warrior, the Amalgam, and Murloc Tasty Fin. The only one I might consider throwing back is the Warrior, because it's more something we might want later, but I don't know. This isn't the worst hand to keep either. What do you think?
Uh, I think we keep all this. The only
Okay.
yeah, the warrior is questionable, but we could always just coin the amalgam and just leave it at that.
Your hero power. It's not the worst thing either, depending on what our friend's doing. Ah, quest. Okay.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm glad we didn't send any cards back. We've already drawn a tip the scales again.
Twice.
Okay.
My goodness. How is this possible, Dan? It's like we're cursed or something. But you're gonna play Mermy. It's
Yeah,
okay.
we throw Mermy out there.
So get the other game. It's a singleton hunter that we give Finley
Out the
to
gate.
while we draw our two tip the scales. And he draws like a perfect hyena, all the stuff you
Oh!
need.
Oh my god.
Did it
Is
happen
this
again?
this isn't happening, man. Really?
Same thing? I was typing up the notes for
Oh
that
yeah.
prior game, but
No dude, we have both of our tip the scales in
okay.
our hand. Again. This is
Your
this
your
is
win rate is too good, Dan, so you're getting punished.
this I'm glad this is happening on the podcast. This is too much. Do we just bluegill and mermy this down and clear the board?
I guess. It's not very fun, but
No.
we just need to maintain some resemblance of a board. I would probably hold on to the coin now, just try to do this on 7.
Yeah. We
Unfortunately.
can amalgam next.
Micro Mermy?
Mummy.
Micro Mummy, not Mermy.
They look similar.
It's funny. It's a mech though.
We draw true true silver champion. We're gonna play our amalgam. We're going to attack for a point.
Just go face. Ugh. Well, we can't get too discouraged, but it is pretty discouraging.
Goodness gracious. We're gonna have to play a third game, dude. We got to
Did
do
you
it
have
now.
a feeling?
I know. Actually, I was like, okay. I was honestly like, okay, that just had to, first game or that had to happen. Not necessarily. I was like, come on, what are the chances we'll get them both on 2 games in a row? I mean, I'd like to know what the odds are on that.
Well, now this guy is the Bone Wraith, 2/5 Taunt Reborn.
He seems to have all the perfect cards. So we drew Chef Nomi.
He's played three cards, and they're all
just perfect. Just
reborn.
Everything, just exactly what he wants right now.
And with
we've had cards that were green.
I guess he floated mana. That's the only thing we could say here.
Oh God.
Well,
do we just play this other Murloc, or do we true?
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to draw something useful here. This.
We're gonna play the Murloc Tasty Fin. Do we bump this? I guess, or
I might as well.
Why not? Just so we say we did something. Turn 4. We're still 3 turns away from being able to play Tip the Scales.
Oh boy.
Oh, whatever. Right now, we just gotta hope we can even stay alive.
Yeah, he played a Noyo module into the Micro Mummy. So, cleared one thing.
Warlock. I'm Warlock. Murloc War Leader.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess bump the Tasty Fin into the...
Well, we could play the War Leader into the Micro Mummy. That will come back. Or you could just bump it straight into that, which will also come back, and see what we get.
I would just hold the War Leader and see what we get first.
Yeah. He's going to complete the quest next turn.
Mm-hmm. You get a Grimscale Oracle and Sir Finley. Woohoo.
I don't know.
True silver and take out the 2-1.
Seems so bad. I think you have to throw the War Leader and Finley out there just to have a presence.
Okay.
And there's nothing.
Why
You'll be able
not?
to.
It's
Like, what are you gonna do with that anytime soon?
yeah.
He's thinking about
Yeah.
it, how
He's
to
like,
complete the
yeah.
quest
Well, now
and
he's
start.
like, oh, he doesn't have prismatic lens.
Right, because he would have seen him by now.
Uh huh.
He clears our War Leader with the Micro Mummy. And just goes face, looks like.
Yep.
Yep.
Another nightmare amalgam.
Guess we need to start clearing some of this, right?
Yeah, we can
You can
take
bump
out the
up
2-1.
yeah, and then the true silver and a hero power on the.
True
It's about to get
silver.
a 7/7, but we'll at least get to play tip the scales twice.
If we want, yep. Or if we get to. Swing in, take out the
And
3-2.
yes.
And that's that. Got an amalgam, Grimscale Oracle, the chef, couple of tip the scales, and the coin in my hand. Oh, me. Silly X.
On the mechanical, well.
He just doesn't have another reborn.
That's the only thing holding him back, but he's gonna make this 6/4 with lifesteal and rush. A 2/2 when he completes it, that's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, you can at least see if we get something to clear that. First half.
Coin. Tip the scales.
Alright. You do have something to clear that with. 3-1 in your face.
Oh, okay.
And you make it into a 7/7. But
we have to, or else
yeah, it's
going to be even worse than that.
It gets worse. I mean, there's still like a prismatic lens still on the deck, so even Zephrys couldn't give us something crazy.
2 fish
He would
flingers.
need
There's 2 fish flingers in here too yet.
Yeah, he needs 3 damage to kill us straight off. So we get 3 damage would kill us straight away, and there it is with Snip Snap.
That was 2.
Well, it's Echo.
So. Oh, duh, of course.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, if we do this on time, we had a good shot. But
oh, sure, if we could have done all that like on turn 4.
You want to do one more then?
Yeah, we got to get at least one game where we don't draw them both.
Maybe we
or, dude, if we get 3 games in a row where we draw both prismatic lens out the gate, there's got to be some smart person out there that can do the math on that. Maybe I should have played the lottery this week. I don't know. Because the odds on that has got to be close to like getting struck by lightning or something.
Especially when you're not trying. It was the first draw. One was out of the mulligan. The other one was a first draw. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's not like we even like misclicked and kept it or something and forgot to mulligan it away or anything. That was. Yeah, it was the first draw both times.
It's insanity.
It makes me not want to mulligan anything away if we don't draw one.
Yeah, just hang on to it, man.
Yeah.
Don't even try.
Okay. Well, we're going first.
We have to mulligan, unfortunately.
Yeah, because we got to throw back these 2 4-cost cards, the Tasty Fin and the True Silver. We are going to keep Mermy.
All right, here we go.
So,
No
cross our
whammies. Big
fingers.
bucks.
Big bucks, no whammies. Prismatic lens and a Mermy. Yes, this is going to work this time.
I'm telling you, this game knows.
Grimscale Oracle. Okay, this is much better. Alright, so we play Mermy.
It's hilarious. The game absolutely knows what's going on. Don't you even... If they know Zephrys...
Wouldn't it?
Okay. The priest just passed. They manipulate this stuff. I guarantee.
They draw. I draw a fish flinger. Hey, wouldn't it be weird that if, like, whatever AI Blizzard's been developing becomes like the first sentient AI?
To mess
and
with
what's
you.
going on in the game is just like signs of it, like working out consciousness and. Anyway, sorry. Play the fish flinger.
Yeah, and hit.
And attack with our Mermy. A Murloc mummy. That's just. We get a war leader out of our flinger.
It's coining something. And your blade master. Circle? No circle. All right. We can use the war leader. Now he's gonna do the psycho pump, but that's okay, right?
What's psycho?
Sorry. So war leader with the Mermy, you can kill this, right? Psycho pump is a 3/1 that brings this guy back.
Oh, right.
With reborn, so then we'll have to hit it a couple of times, but I think we have enough for all that. So, as opposed to leaving it up and then who knows?
What do you suggest we do here? Just hit it with the flinger?
No, you play the war leader.
Mm-hmm.
And then use the Mermy first half on the Injured Blade Master. Yep.
Oh.
3/1. And then hit for 5.
I forgot that the war leader was +2. I was thinking it was +1.
So what I suspect happens here is he plays Psycho Pump. But we'll see. I don't know how much that costs. Is it 3 or 4? I'm not sure. Okay, Northshire Cleric. Extra arms. Actually, this one's better than I expected.
Prismatic lens.
So that's super tempting, but I don't think we do it.
Okay.
Let me count something up here. If we go bluegill.
We got.
And
8,
the
11.
Grimscale, that is how much damage. Go do that. Just do it.
Okay, just.
I don't want to do math.
The warrior.
Hold on before you attack. Let me sum it up. That's 10, 14, 19. Not enough. So I think you use the bluegill on this girl so it doesn't get out of hand. But then the rest goes upstairs. Yeah. And maybe, for good measure, we even throw in
the other Mermy?
The Mermy,
yep.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, we have the prismatic lenses. We're committed to this.
Won't it be funny if we win without even needing to play those?
I know. Master spell.
It doesn't. He's got to clear it.
It's not even enough. Oh well, it is right
6.
now. We're off by 1.
We're off by 1.
Yeah. Well, maybe prismatic lens gives us a 1 mana.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Well, yeah, we have to play it anyway.
Play prismatic lens. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. No. Well, you can try the scales to see. Let me see. Our chances are bluegill warrior and bluegill or.
Oh.
Okay, he gave up.
Okay.
I think it was war leader. I think you don't do it. You just wait. There's
but
no need.
no
Yeah.
need to wait. So we got one of the stars back.
There
So
we go.
I'm only down 1 star from where we started at. And that
I like.
this is one we got to make a note about this show, dude. This if anybody's like if you we need to like point to one show to listen to. This is the one. Oh my god.
What are the odds of that?
We
Man.
we win we win that one just
We didn't even need it. I
we
don't
didn't
think.
we didn't even know. Oh my goodness.
Man, that's funny. That's how the deck can win sometimes, just straight up. All right, so let
Oh,
me see. What kind of priest do you think that was? Like a
oh, what
reborn?
is
Or no?
I don't know which is that control priest?
I don't
No.
know.
Or is it
Oh, Dan.
it
That's so funny.
there's been a couple. It was gonna want to do the old school, I forget what the cards where you build up the back end and then flip it around and attack for a whole bunch. I lost to that a couple times because I couldn't keep control of the board, and that was all of a sudden, bam, 32 damage. Whoa. You know what I'm talking about, right? I
Yeah.
just can't remember the name of the cards. I'm sorry.
Then there's the topsy turvy or the inner fire, or
Yeah.
there's the mass resurrection in some cases.
And I got a needy cat in my lap. You're gonna have to wait a minute, buddy. Oop, and not knock over my drink. Oh, yeah. Sorry, cat passing through. So
Well, that was fun and a
that was yeah.
microcosm of our life.
Yes. Ah, so we'll. I well, I hope you all enjoyed as much as we did.
Our
That
pain
was
and
that
suffering.
was
Yes.
yeah. Well, I'm glad that like happened on the show when we were doing that for everybody because that made it easy to laugh about. I'm not sure if I would still be laughing if I was playing by myself. Maybe.
Maybe taking that break, right?
Yeah, I might have taken that break after those first two, or just said, "Oh man, I'm going right back to my Met Hunter. Screw this." But I know I'm glad we did that. I probably will continue playing my Mech Hunter because it's gotten me this far. So it's the known quantity. If I hit Legend or you know next month, I'll mess around with some other things a little bit maybe. But if you see me on ladder, this is probably what I'm going to be playing. So unless I'm at Legend, then I will definitely screw around with different things. So here's hoping, everybody. It's early. You'll probably listen to this before the end of the month. It's a few days off. So if you say hi to me, I usually catch it. And I will at least like say hi back or something. Even if I'm playing the game, go ahead. Just don't please don't be offended if I don't respond back right away or it's like a 2-word response or something. So I do appreciate the words of encouragement, and I'm certainly going to be giving it the old college try. Because I didn't mention at the beginning of the show, so if you hung out this long, good on you. But things have progressed some more with getting my sister's kids here. I've been notified that the paperwork has made it along further. New Mexico has gotten it, and I guess it's been state approved, and they're going to be moving it along to the caseworker. So that's the one handoff we're waiting on right now, as for the New Mexico to hand it to their caseworker, and that's when we'll be on probably about a 2 week notice. So, and that could happen tomorrow. So, which is Monday as of recording time, in case you're listening to this in the future.
Yeah. Well,
So,
good luck with all that.
yeah, yeah,
Such a process. It's like, whew.
yeah. Well, I told everybody when this first went down, I said it'll probably be a year, and it seems like that's about what it's going to be. So, but anyway, everybody, thanks for
It'll be
listening.
worth it,
Oh
right?
yeah,
When
oh
it's all
yeah,
said and done.
oh yeah. No, everything I've had to do, it's been worthwhile, and yeah, I mean, whenever we I'd start to feel annoyed or just frustrated with the process, I would think about how I could never look at little Lucas and go, yeah, man, sorry, I just didn't feel like doing that last little bit of work they wanted me to do. I'm like, how could I look at him and live with myself knowing I just didn't do
Y-
everything I needed or
Yeah,
had to do to get him here? So, yeah.
you'll
Well,
be.
it's been quite the process. It's every bit of it's worth it.
He'll he'll
Oh,
appreciate it.
oh yeah. Well, he'll never really know. Well, not right away anyway. Maybe
Well,
maybe
whether he knows it,
later on if he's really interested in hearing about the whole process. I'm not gonna
I don't mean
go
about the
on.
process. Like he's not gonna thank you, but it's gonna be so good for him to be in
Yes.
your
Oh
environment.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Well, he's known before that I when they were still in Florida that I tried to twist his mom's arm as best I could to get her to let him stay here, and he was all for it, but I couldn't never get her to do it. So I'm hoping that because he doesn't know anything about this yet, they won't tell anything to them until the caseworker actually has the paperwork and it's actually going to happen. Then he'll find out. But so I'm hoping he'll be excited and happy to hear about it when he finds out. Because I know a couple of years ago he was all for it. So yeah, well everybody will know when it happens. So I think that we're in the wrap up phase of this.
oh
So
man, we forgot something.
what did we?
Dang it. We had
Oh,
a review. We'll do it next
oh,
week.
that's right. It's been so long. We
It was
will
awesome. But
actually
we'll
some more behind the scenes. I had some thoughts about reviews I wanted to run by you
okay.
when we're done.
We'll talk about it.
Yes. Uh,
When
so
we
yeah, we
plan
will.
next week, since we
Yes,
need to plan because I'm traveling.
we have some planning to do, and really pay attention to our Twitter and Facebook feed if you're getting this before the end of the month. A lot of our listeners pick this up on Mondays or even today. Uh, if if I get close, if I'm like rank 1, 3 stars or something, I'm gonna go live. So follow our Facebook and Twitter. If I get that close, I'll announce going live there, and I don't know, maybe I'll be videoing myself doing the happy dance. I got the legend, or I'll be shedding crocodile tears as I take another beat down. Who knows? But
No,
either
no,
way, I
no.
might record
Positive.
it. Either way, I might just record it for posterity.
Yeah. We'll
But
just see what happens.
no, I know. I make fun, but I am serious about if I get to rank 1, 3 stars, I will hit the go live button.
You have the setup, right? So you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do
I
it.
can do it. I just need to reposition my camera and
You don't need
whatnot.
me for that, but if
No,
I'm around, you
no.
can you can be sure that I'll want to be a part of it. So
Yeah, who knows if it goes down and there are people around, shoot, I might just uh I'll open up the Skype, and if people wanna, I'll make a mini bonus episode or something if I hit legend, because I'll be recording, and if anybody's around and they want to join me on Skype for the celebration, well, great. I'll throw
yep,
that out there too. But I got a ways to go yet. I'm ranked 3, 4
yeah,
stars.
it's you're like halfway, so it's a long.
It's not impossible. I could hit
You
that
can get on another
incredible.
like
I
hot
could hit.
hand.
That's
Yep.
right. I can get that hot break. I hear it happening to people. I
Oh yeah.
need 11 games right now.
Yep. That's
So,
that's one way to look at it.
mhm.
And yep.
Yeah, I know. If I was at a point where I'm looking at it, I'm like, I only need 5 games.
I know. And it's
So,
It
Uh,
happens. It happens before you know it. You're like, whoa. Sometimes, yeah, it's very interesting process. So hopefully you get there.
yep,
Um,
yep. I got a little bit of stuff I need to do around the homestead on my day off, but other than that, I'm going to keep pushing the button again unless I get hit that. I get those losing streaks, then I take that break. But hopefully, I will continue to climb. So I've hit follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Please feel free to email us at hearthcoachpodcast@gmail.com. And thank you. We had an iTunes review that uh, we'll maybe read next week. Hint, hint.
yes, we forgot, but
We'll
yes.
definitely mention it. And yeah, the Facebook. Uh, uh, sorry, I see. I went out of order for my wrap up, and now it's gotten me flustered.
You're fine.
Let me see. Facebook, Twitter, the Gmail, our Gmail account. The Patreon is what I was trying to remember. Yes, if you can help out, help us out on Patreon. Uh, I really want to go to DreamHack this year. It'd be great to take my nephew, and he'd be the perfect age,
It could be like a celebration of
and
getting him over here,
yeah,
to go to DreamHack in
and
Atlanta.
I'm guessing he would just be, would absolutely love helping out his Uncle Dan do podcast stuff. Because if I can get the press pass again, I will be making use of that room. I got a plan now about what to do. So, but I'm not going to talk about Jack until I'm going to be doing something. But
Well,
yeah.
and there's so many things anyway in Atlanta to do for kids depending on your
Oh
budget and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
There's a
yeah. It
ton
will
of stuff
depend on my
here.
budget, but right now, I just want to try and figure out how to get the DreamHack. It's
Yeah.
but
Yep. Cool.
one thing at a time. So uh, that will
Yeah, could you call
that
them
will
bite-sized chunks, not
yes, yes.
solve the world in one path?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
So that will help out. No, seriously, because I do want to like take my nephew. Uh,
Well, yeah, for
so
sure.
we'll see. I might play unfair, and then once he's here, I'll get the 9-year-old to record a plea. I'll fight dirty. No, anyway. Uh,
I think
the
we've covered
Patreon,
it,
I
sir.
think that covers everything.
Yeah.
I've blathered on enough at the end here. So if you've listened this long, thank you so much, everybody, and good luck getting to Legend.
Good luck, everybody.
And good luck, me.
Got cut off a little bit.